We're now joined by the connections of Amazombie. Left to right, we have co-owner Tom Sanford, co-owner and trainer Bill Spawr, rider Mike Smith, and caught off guard here, Mrs. Tom Sanford's wife.
Community property.
That was good. I like that.
We'll leave that to you guys.
We're very happy.
What's your first name, Mrs. Sanford?
Jonelle.
Jonelle. Okay. Was it John?
Jonnell.
Jonnell. Very good. Well, congratulations to all of you. And Mike, I'll start with you. It looked like you had a pretty neat, maybe somewhat inside-out trip, and not much in her way. Great job, and tell us about your view from on horseback.
Well, I was really sitting loaded. I mean, I had a lot of horse, and my main concern at the point of when I cut the corner was when he hits the front too soon, he tends to really wait. So I was trying not to hit it too soon, but yet not let him idle at the same time. And it just all worked out. He actually did hit the front just a bit too soon, and you'll watch it in the replay as he puts his ears up, and just had to keep after him a little bit. But luckily the wire's coming up, and once the horse come back to his neck, he dug back in, so I felt very comfortable that he wasn't going to pass me.
So did he start to ease himself up a little bit, thinking the job was done?
Exactly. He's a pretty smart horse, man. I mean, he's brilliant. Bill's got him going so good right now, and he cruises down the backside and around the turn, and he has an explosive turn of foot.
I'm teaching him to be lazy.
He's teaching him to do the right thing. Trust me, he's going to be around a long time, this guy.
And on television, Tom, Jonelle, and Bill, they were talking about this horse being a throw-in in a deal. Something of an afterthought, perhaps. Can you retell that story for us, if you would?
Well,
Bill, we need you to get close up to the mic. Thanks.
I was at a farm that raced my yearlings, and one day, and we were watching the yearlings go, and the manager said, "I've got a couple horses going the track you should look at. They're for sale. The owner had a heart attack, and the son wants to sell everything." And I said, "Well, I don't have any money," and I wasn't interested. And then he says they're by Northern of Fleet, and I love Northern of Fleet. I really like that stallion. So I watched them go, and they were really nice colts. And I said, "That's fine." And he says, "Well, what are they worth?" And I says, "I don't have any money. I'm not interested in them." He said, "Well, put a number on them." I said, $5,000. That'll make him go away. So I said, "For him," because he said the other horse was a better horse. When Hollendorfer had him, he said he was a better horse. He ran once, and he was fourth in a good race. So I said, "For him." He thought I said them. So he was cold that day, and so a couple of days later, we sent him a check, and he said, "They will be in tomorrow." And I said, "They?" He says, "Didn't you mean Amazombie too?" And I said, "Yeah, "Oh yeah, I sure did." So you might say he's a throw-in.
Well, good job bluffing your way through that one. Mike, congratulations, by the way. Breeders' Cup win number 14 for you. Bill, number 1 for you. Congratulations. I'm sure it's a very sweet moment, your 7th starter, and first time you've hit the board, let alone won a race, so big day for you. Tom and Jonelle, you came into this race off a win in the ancient title, which was a Breeders' Cup win in year in race, meaning you got entries paid, all fees taken care of, a travel allowance. Bill was commenting that if not for that, you probably wouldn't have come. Is that true?
Well, that had a lot to do with it, that's for sure. But if the horse was coming, we were coming. But that sure helped.
But my question was, if not for those fees taken care of, might you have decided to keep the horse home?
Well, yeah, if we hadn't won the ancient title, we were thinking about the California Gold Cup races. Cal Cup, I'm sorry. Cal Cup, yeah. If we hadn't won the ancient title. So winning the ancient title was very big in getting here.
It's a bigger purse.
Yeah. And Mike, a lot of people said, maybe who were caught by surprise by Amazombie beating the Factor in the ancient title, people chalked it up to pace scenario. You know, the Factor got cooked, and you were just the lucky beneficiary of the hot pace. When you were riding him, you knew there was more than that behind Amazombie's win in the ancient title?
We certainly did. He ran huge that race. As a matter of fact, you can ask Bill after the race. After winning a Grade 1, a horse usually lays down for a little while. You could have took him out the next morning and trained him. It was amazing how he came out of that race. And like I said, Bill and his crew done a just unbelievable job, just getting this horse better and better and better every time. And when he got back to Santa Anita, he ran the prep that we needed him to run. And then today, he just knocked it through the wall, really. And I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to thank Bill and everyone for giving me the opportunity to wear this logo that I'm wearing on my pants. It's Jeff Ruby's, and for every time I get to wear this logo, he donates $10,000 to the disabled riders. So I'd like to thank you guys.
We get free dinner.
Sounds like a real win-win.
And we all get free dinner tonight.
Yeah, a nice steak. Okay, we've got anybody would like to ask a question upstairs, they're welcome to do so. We'll take some down here as well, and we'll start with Art.
Mike, Bill was saying earlier this week that you were telling him about when you won the 94 sprint at Churchill here with Cherokee Run, and that you just sat behind a ton of speed and then just made your move in this long stretch. Was this the way this kind of race kind of worked out also for you?
Yeah, ironically, it's very similar. If you'll watch that Breeders' Cup race and this one, I was able to cut the corner with Cherokee Run and get out the exact same way, and it was a little bit of a shorter margin, but it was pretty much the same strategy.
For Mike and Bill, this horse has won on every surface, but is he a little better on dirt, or does he have a different running style at all on dirt?
As far as the field, I would say he's better on conventional dirt.
Does he feel any
He's
differently
a-
on dirt, or
he's
can
a
you describe his...
Big, powerful horse, and he needs to really get a hold of something, and he seems to get a hold of the dirt better.
Danny?
14th win, it's just as sweet as the first. I mean, does it ever get old winning these kind of races?
No, it doesn't. I saw Jerry Bailey in the booth up there. I told him I was coming after him. I got 3 more left.
Any more questions? Yeah, we have another one from Frank.
For anybody, really, does California take a lot of pride in winning a Breeders' Cup Sprint?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely they do. Yeah, they say it pays to own a Calibred, and there's evidence right today.
There you go.
I would like to thank two friends of mine that made this possible. We wouldn't be here. Gus Christopoulos and John Lindo, who helped us make this horse eligible. And was it June? Yeah. Remind us, we did it on the deadline. We made him eligible on the deadline, otherwise we wouldn't be here today.
John Lindo, a sales executive for DRF. Greg, go ahead.
You could just talk about winning for the first time after trying several times.
Question for Bill is, can you talk about winning for the first time after trying several times?
Well, I feel I was due. We've tried several times, and I don't think I've had a horse to run in these races under the same circumstances, where the track, he enjoyed the track, and today he was at his peak. I was grazing him yesterday, and just the feel I got from him, the end of the shank, and moving him around, I thought he was ready to go.
Bill, can you tell us during the race your feelings as the race unfolded, coming down the stretch, and how you saw things, how they were unfolding?
I watched on the ground. I didn't see it very well, but I know when he turned for home, when he left the 3/8 pole, I thought Mike had him in a good spot for him, where he could. There were about 4 or 5 lengths in front of you.
About 4 in front of me. And that's when I was trying to gauge it. I knew I was loaded. I knew I was going to hit the front at some point. I just hoping it wasn't too soon.
I don't know if you saw the Ancient Title, but I thought if he runs back to the Ancient Title, he would win the race, because that was such a powerful race that Mike come back and he circled 5 or 6 wide, and he said, "I'm sorry, but I had so much horse, I couldn't get in trouble. I had to lose ground and get around him." And when he made the lead again, he kind of lugged in, but he just opened up so quickly, and then Mike took a hold of him.
Mike, you mentioned the injured jockeys, disabled jockeys fund. Can you explain again exactly who you're raising funds for and how that occurred?
Well, all the disabled riders, some that are paraplegics and some that are hurt in many different ways. That aren't able to, they have families, they're not able to support their families, pay their bills. This does all of that, the disabled riders. Disabled riders, yeah. And Jeff Ruby is the man that's donating $10,000 every time. I get to ride 2 more with it, so he's donating $30,000 to disabled riders.
Is that the PDJF, the Permanently Disabled
Yes, sir.
Jockeys Fund?
Yes, it is. Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse, yeah. And his name is Jeff Ruby, the owner.
R-U-B-Y.
Yes.
Okay, well, we know where the party is tonight.
Yes,
Steak
sir.
at Jeff Ruby's.
Thank y'all.
Congratulations to all four of you, Tom Sanford, Bill Spawr, Mike Smith, and Janelle Sanford. Great job by Amazombie, and who knows, maybe we'll see you in Beverly Hills in January.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.